Guys, girls, time for another beginner's lesson. If you watch the first one, you'll know what electricity is, and you'll know about volts, ohms, and currents. The three main principles, well, the three founding principles of electric and electronic circuits. And I said, I was going to talk about resistors next, the first component, but actually there's just something else I want to talk about first. So this is just a short video. But I'm going to introduce now the concept of direct current, and alternating current. Okay, because this is something else you need to know. Alternating current, yeah. DC, AC. You've seen these before. So some of you, AC/DC is a rock band, particularly famous in the 1980s. Other people may AC/DC as a particular type of sexual orientation. Think of your which. But in our case, alternating current, direct current. Direct current is like what we had before. Remember the water tank with a pipe? Water in here in the bucket, yeah? And the current flows from plus to minus conventionally, and the flow of current down here is direct, so it goes from here to here. Simples, yeah? Let's see if we can come up with a good analogy for alternating current. So let's imagine now, let's draw this. We have a seesaw, remember them at the children's playgrounds? And on here we have a water tank, yeah, with water in. And across here we have a water tank with water in. And the seesaw is balanced in the middle. I know I've told you. Well, yeah, let me tilt the paper. There you are. It's balanced out like that. So it's balanced. And what happens to the water? Well, it'll kind of even up. Once you've got the same amount of water in both tanks, then no water will flow. Yeah, it's not going to go anywhere because there's no potential. There's nothing to make it go anywhere. There's no voltage difference. How about that? Yeah, the voltage is the same. And we could say, well, it's zero. The difference is zero. There's 0 volts here and there's 0 volts there. Yeah. Now let's have a look. Yeah, let's animation coming up. Let's draw it the other way. Mitch, don't be lazy. Let's say we do that with the seesaw, yeah? So now we have our two water tanks like this, yeah? What's going to happen now? I don't need to tell you what's going to happen now, because you know what's going to happen. The water's going to go out of this tank into that tank, yeah? And if we let it fill up, it'll overflow. But the water, the current, is going to go that way, yeah? This is now plus some volts, and this is now minus some volts, because this is below 0 and this is above 0. And the amount of plus would depend on how much you tilted that seesaw, yeah? Before we make a mess over here, we'll now tilt the seesaw backwards. Do I have to keep drawing this? Because you know what's going to happen, don't you? Where's the suspense? Where's the suspense in all this? But there's something to learn. So the water now obviously goes that way, yeah? And that's what alternating current is. This is now plus volts and this is now minus volts, because this is above 0 and that's above 0. In the middle is 0, yeah? And if we continue to do this over and over again, the water will flow first one way, then the other way, then one way, and the other way. So it'll go backwards and forwards, yeah? It'll go backwards and forwards. The speed at which it goes backwards and forwards will depend on how much we tilt this thing, the voltage, yeah? And the amount of water that flows will depend on the width of this pipe, yeah? And that's the current. And this is called alternating current because it's going backwards and forwards. This is called direct current because it's going one way. So there's your analogy. So let's go back to a supply of voltage. We can't use a battery now because batteries are DC. And the symbol for an AC source is that. Yeah, so it's like whatever. Yeah, the symbols like that. Yeah. So that's your 0-volt line. This is where one end of the seesaw goes up, and then this is where the other end of the seesaw goes up. Yeah. Perhaps looks better that way. Okay. So from here we have a resistance. Yeah. R. So what happens is first the current will go through the resistance. This could be a motor, it could be some sort of load. First the current goes one way, then the current goes the other way, yeah? So the main factors of this circuit, this alternating current, what's the voltage? It's doing that over and over again. This is called a sine wave, yeah? This is because when you tilt the seesaw, you kind of like can't. You think you can suddenly stop, but you can't. You sort of go up, you slow down, then you come back the other way. And it's either end. It actually slows a bit while you rock it. Yeah. Imagine like a wave on the sea. So that's a sine wave. So sometimes the voltage is here. Yeah. That's the peak. So from here to here is the peak voltage. Yeah. And on our mains we say it's 220 volts, but it's not 220 volts peak to peak. Sometimes the voltage difference between the 2 points is 0, yeah, as it crosses there. When the seesaw is flat, it's 0. Sometimes it's at the peak, but most of the time it's in between. Yeah, most of the time the seesaw is moving from the flat to the end of its travelling backwards and forwards. So the actual voltage we see here basically is the average. What we see across here is the average. There's no plus and minus anymore, because one instance this is plus, this is minus. Next one this is plus, this is minus, and so on. Yeah. So the voltage we would measure across here with a voltmeter would be the average, and use a very technical way to say average, which is root mean square. There's a difference. Root mean square isn't average, but it's close to average. And from our point of view, we just need to understand AC and DC. We don't really need to understand the exact mathematics. So from our point of view, root mean square is average, yeah, for all intents and purposes. On our mains voltage here, that's 220 volt. US of A is 110 volt. Elsewhere, I think those are the two main ones. I can't think of anywhere that uses anything other than 220 or 110. Really, maybe 240 maybe, but that's 220, isn't it? Really, plus a smidgen more. So that's the two that are used. So that is the average voltage, but the peak voltage, the peaks here and here, is a good 300 on your 220. It's about 300, yeah. So your peak to peak voltage is much higher. So what things can we measure on this alternating current? We can measure the average voltage. We can measure the peak voltage. The other thing we can measure is how quickly this seesaw's tilting backwards and forwards, yeah? How quickly, the faster and faster, then this sine wave becomes, like this, yeah? That is called the frequency. That's the frequency of it going backwards and forwards, the current going backwards and forwards. Frequency, yeah? And that is measured in hertz. It's also sometimes you'll see as cycles per second, which makes sense. But after another physicist, scientist named Hertz, we call it hertz. So the frequency we call hertz. For example, in the US of A, your mains frequency is 60 hertz. So 60 times a second it's switching back and forwards. Over here in the EU, the UK, and other places, it's 50, so it's a little bit slower. So that's alternating current. I don't really need to go into any more detail than that. You don't need to know more than that. Apart from the currents going backwards and forwards, always think about the seesaw. That'll make sense to you. And the only things you really need to know is RMS is the average, yeah. Peak voltage, we sometimes are interested in, and the frequency is hertz. Okay guys, that is alternating current. See you on the next one.